everyone, welcome to a Crafty Yarn podcast episode 18. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Samantha.
So we have been doing a lot of crocheting over December and January, so we've got quite a lot to show today. So we'll start off with finished objects. So at the start of January I made a little emotional support chicken, which I don't have with me but I'll pop a picture up of. And after that I was just hooked. I was just completely bitten by the plushie bug and I just wanted to make all the plushies. So what I decided to do was start applying pattern tests on Instagram. So I'll make sure to link all of the patterns below. So I made a Stanley the Sloth, which I don't have, but I'll put a picture up of.
That was a Valentine one, wasn't it?
Yes, he had a little love heart in the front.
Yeah.
So this is the first one that I made. This is the Sleepy Baby Unicorn by Whimsy Whale Studio, and this was just so much fun to make. She's got this cute little horn and then the mane and the tail. And then we put these really cute little embroidered eyes on, and she is just adorable.
One good thing about her was she was low sewed.
The only things that you had to sew were the horn, the mane, the tail, and then obviously embroider the eyes.
Yeah.
But these little feet were all crocheted in. I made this super cute little Valentines penguin, which is super cute and super tiny. This one didn't take long at all because obviously it's really tiny, and it would be a great Valentine's one. So next up is this Ballerina bunny. So I've named her Bella, the ballerina, and she is the most involved one that I've done. She's the biggest, and I love her so much. Again, she was very low sewed. The only thing you had to sew on was this little bow, and the tutu took quite a while, but I think that it gives a really nice effect. And in this pattern there is a modification that you can just make it like a t-shirt bear, so it doesn't have the tutu. And Mum embroidered these fantastic little eyes on her, which I just love. I think that they really look really nice.
So I was quite pleased with those.
Yeah, they were a real work of art. Next up I made this tiny little lamb, and I think this might be my favourite. Like, she's just so adorable, and she was a joy to make. All you had to do to sew this one was the little tiny arms, the little cute little ears, and then I made this little flower out of cotton, and I think that I want to make more of these because I've given this one to Mum and I really want one for me.
They are super duper cute, aren't they?
I love them.
There's also a cow.
There's a cow included in this one as well.
Yeah.
The final one that I made is this one here. So this is a baby bunny pattern, and it has 3 different variations. I chose to do the strawberry variation.
Are they all fruit inspired or?
No. There's a daisy and a love heart.
Oh, okay.
So the little bucket hat that she's wearing is removable, and being the strawberry one, she's got a little stem on there. And then there's the little strawberry on the front in cotton.
That one was actually a lot more sewing involved, wasn't
It was.
Yeah.
This one took ages.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I'd be rushing to make another one, but they are super cute.
Yeah. So over the break and at the start of the year, we sort of had a look at the projects we were bringing forward from last year and new projects that we wanted to do. And there's a couple that have been lingering for a while, so we're really motivated to get those finished, especially now that winter, like we'll be heading into winter, so it's good to try and get our winter things finished, so we'll have them to wear this year. So one of them that I've been working on is my recovery shawl, which is this one here. I love this project. It is so much fun to work on. It's just so relaxing. And I had some yarn that I wanted to use in the bulk of it, but I wanted to get the pockets out of it. So I've made the 2 pockets, and then the rest of this yarn I'm going to use to finish in the shawl. So I've made quite a bit of progress. We actually counted the rows before, and I've done a few more than the pattern. So that was my stitch marker there, and I've worked down to there. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish the little bit of yarn that I have left, and then I have a little bit of grey. I'm just going to use that up and then I'll finish it. So the little pockets have a little sort of frill across the top, and then it's got a border around the shawl, and I'm just going to do that in a white, so that will look really pretty. So it's actually a really nice size now, and I just absolutely love the colours. I'm so pleased with the way it's turned out.
I'm going to need to get working on mine so that we can wear them together.
You are, because you haven't actually been working on yours.
Not for quite a while, no.
Yes, you'll have to get busy.
So towards the end of last year, I finished off a lot of my crochet projects.
You did, yes.
And I've been working on a lot of quick things, and I just felt like I didn't have much to work on. So to fix that problem, I decided to start a few new things.
As you do. Unfortunately, I'm still stuck on my projects I've had on the go for too long. But yeah.
Well, I've still got a few of those, but I'm choosing to ignore them. I'd had this yarn in my stash for quite a while. It's the Bendigo Wool'n Mills multicoloured sock yarn in the shade Potpourri. So it's a really beautiful yarn. It's got a lot of pretty colours. And originally I was going to make a little crocheted top out of this, but I just never really got around to it. And I decided that I wanted to make a shawl out of it. And then Mum said, oh, how about this one? And I thought it was a really great idea. I've started the Summer Fruit Pudding Shawl, which is out of the Delicious Crochet Shawls book by LisaAuch. I'm using a 4mm hook, which is the recommended hook size. And I am really enjoying this. It's actually quite an involved pattern.
Is it?
So this is how far I've got so far. So it's an asymmetric design that increases just on this one edge. So it starts off at a really skinny point and then it will get obviously a lot wider. And I'm really enjoying working on this because it's just, you know, like it's got like 2 sections that you sort of repeat. And I'm just really enjoying working on it. It's a nice change.
It's always nice to have a shawl on the go, isn't it?
It is. And I feel like this is going to be really nice because it's really like lightweight.
Yes, I think for our climate, a 4-ply shawl is quite nice.
I agree.
Yeah. When I was going through my projects that I'll be carrying forward into this year, I was actually shocked to discover how long my cardigan has been going on. So this is out of the Ladylike in Crochet book. And this is the cardigan here. I discovered that I've actually been working on this for almost 2 years. It was actually March 2 years ago that I started the shawl. So I really have to get my finger out and finish it because I don't want it to be going past the 2-year mark. So I have finally finished the first sleeve. So it's actually like a raglan style sleeve, and I have started the second one. So I've done quite a few rows on that, and I've started doing the increases. And now that I'm back into it, I'm actually really enjoying it. I don't know why. Well, I think the problem is I made a few mistakes and had to pull it back, and it just sort of became all too difficult. But now that I'm doing it again, I'm really enjoying it because it is a really nice stitch. It's just sort of got this cable sort of running down it. I don't know how. Yeah, cable, I suppose. Yeah.
I remember when you were first discussing making it, we thought that you would make me one after you made yours.
Yes, well,
I'll be waiting 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I'll be doing that. So I've been using the Bendigo Wool'n Mills Classic 8-ply in the colour Ensign. And I love working with this yarn. It's a really nice yarn, isn't it?
It is such a beautiful yarn to make garments, at least crochet garments.
Yes.
It's just so nice, and I feel like it's more lightweight than other yarn.
Yes, I agree.
Somehow,
Yeah.
I just love it, and the stitch definition
is fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. And for that, I'm using a 4.5mm hook.
Well, the countdown's on because you've only got a month to go.
I know, the pressure really is on. So all I've got left to do now is the sleeve, and then I've got to.
We need to sew it together. Sew the zip in and then do the bands. Or do the bands and then zip, whatever.
Gee, I'm really going to have to work hard to get that finished, don't I?
I think that, like, putting that... It's got a separating zipper that you need to sew in, like, I guess with the sewing machine. I think that's going to be difficult.
Yes. Yes, well, actually, there's a band around the neckline and the sleeve.
And the bottom.
Oh, and the bottom. Oh, dear.
And the front, I guess.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, we'll see how we go.
So a couple of years ago, I knitted jumpers for one of my brothers and for my grandpa.
Yes.
And then last year, my dad said to me that he wanted me to make him something. And he doesn't feel the cold all that much, so he decided that he wanted a cardigan that was easy to take on and off.
Yeah. As
he needed it. So I had this book. It's All You Can Knit and Crochet for Men. And I sent him a few pictures, and really I wanted to crochet one because it's so much quicker. But I did send him knitted ones, but he decided on crocheted ones, thankfully. So the one that he wanted is this one here. So it's a V-neck button-down crocheted cardigan. And it's actually a really, really nice pattern. So I decided to go with Bendigo Walnut's classic 8-ply as well. So this is actually the end sign too. I sent him a link to the yarn and he decided on navy. So I started this yesterday. So this is the back panel here. So it's just all the one stitch all the way up, so I need to get this to 17 inches, but it's only a 1 row pattern repeat, so I just love it. It's really nice to, you can just pick it up and put it down, and there's nothing complex about it. So I'm using a 4.5mm hook, which is what was recommended, and I'm making the size 44 inches, which is the biggest one. So I'm really excited to be working on this because, as I said, it's just such a great project, and the stitch is just beautiful.
It's really nice, isn't it? Wouldn't mind one of those myself. Like something made in that stitch. Yeah.
I really like it. And I think that this is actually going to be really good because once you block it out, it's going to end up sort of quite open. So it should be good for someone who doesn't feel the cold too much. On New Year's Eve, we decided that we were going to start a new project together. Yes. So we both started the Amsterdam Shawl by Nancy Said, and I'll pop a picture up of what that looks like. So the yarn that I'm using is the Panda Crypto 8-ply, which is this one here, and it's just in this sort of bluey purpley shade.
It's a really pretty colour.
It's really nice. It's even better worked up. So I've got 2 balls of this, and they're both 150 grams, but I don't think that I'm going to need all of them.
No, probably not.
So I've done quite a lot of work on this because, again, when I was sort of stuck in limbo with not many projects, this was sort of the one that I was working on. So this is how it's working on. And I just love it, and this is one of those projects again where it's really mindless. So you just keep on working until it's big enough, and then it's got a nice big border as well, which I'm looking forward to doing. And I don't think that I'm going to use a contrast yarn like in the pattern. I'm just going to use this one.
I think so. Well, I don't have a contrast.
Well, I don't have contrast either.
So yeah, it'll be the same. Yeah. The yarn that I'm using is the Modavira Valley 8-ply from Spotlight, and the colour is Swan. I really like the colour. I think it's just beautiful. It's actually got a little more tealy green in it than's showing up on the camera, I think. So I haven't done as much work as Caitlin because I've been working on my recovery shawl. So this one's mine, and I am loving the colours. I think it's really pretty, and it's such a simple pattern, so it's really nice to work on when you just want something that you don't have to think about and worry about stitch counts and things. Over the Christmas period, I felt like working on Christmassy projects, so I got out my Reindeer Sack that I've been working on for a while, and this is out of the Simply Crochet magazine 116. So I have done a huge amount of work on this. That was my stitch marker down there, so I've done all the way up. And it is quite a slow going project because it's all double crochets.
There's quite a lot of stitches.
There is, yes. So the yarn that I'm using is the Maker Organic Cotton from Lincraft, and this is the red one. And it's quite a thick yarn. It's like almost like a worsted weight. So I actually really like the effect it's giving. It's giving a really nice tight stitch. So I only have 5 more rows of the red to go, and then I'll be up to the green. So it's just got the green frill up the top and then the white sort of bobbles. So I'm really excited to get to that next stage. And then we've just got to make the reindeers to go on the front. So Caitlin's actually finished her part of the main bag, and so she's just waiting for me so we can do the reindeers together. So. But I'm enjoying it. I just do a little bit at a time, and I'm actually really enjoying working on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I mentioned earlier in the video that I've been doing pattern tests, and now I am testing a pattern for a cardigan, which I'm really excited about.
It is exciting, isn't it?
It is. So this pattern is one that you can use any yarn weight, so I decided to use one from my stash. So this is the Drop Snored, and this is colour 17, which I'm not sure what that was called, but it's sort of like a mulberry cranberry type shade. But I just thought that would be really, really pretty. And I've made a little bit of start. So it's an alpine stripe cardigan, and that's what it's looking like right now. So I've only done like 6 or 7 rows, I think. But I'm really pleased with the way that it's turning out.
It's looking really nice, isn't it?
It is, and it's actually surprisingly simple. Like, it looks sort of complex, but it's actually quite simple. And I'm really, really excited about this. I think it's going to be a really wearable cardigan.
It will be, yeah.
So because I'm making in 4-ply, there are quite a few stitches. I think there's about 120.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it in the end.
So that's the back, is it?
Yes, this is the back panel. And then it's going to have ties down the front.
Both of our birthdays are in winter, so we decided we'd make each other a hot water bottle cozy. So the one I'm making is out of the Romantic Crochet book by Emma Escott. And this is it here. And it's just full of bobbles, and we do love a wee bobble, so it's quite nice. So the yarn I'm using is this cotton cake in these quite pastel colours. So it's going to be really, really pretty. And I'm using a 5mm hook. I haven't done very much, I've only just started it, but I'm loving it. I really love the bobbles, and it's looking really pretty, so I'm quite excited with that. So you make 2 sides and then you sew them together.
So I had quite a large quantity of 5-ply in my stash, and I decided that I wanted to make a little knitted twinset. I'm using patterns from the Bluebell 5-ply book. So the t-shirt pattern that I'm using is this one here, and I'm just making it short sleeved. And then the jacket pattern that I'm doing is this jacket here, which is actually the same as the one on the front cover. And I've always loved this one, and I think that that's just going to make a really nice set.
Well, it's got nice detail down the edge.
It's got like a cabled sort of band.
So it'd be beautiful.
So the yarn that I'm using is Bendigo Willow Mills Classic 5-ply, and this is in the cranberry shade. So I've made a start on the t-shirt, and this is the back panel. So I started this on Christmas Day, so I've made a lot of progress, and I've just started the shaping for the armholes. And I'm really pleased with the way that this is turning out. So I'm making the smallest size, and it's just really nice. So it's got a 1x1 ribbing, and then it's just stockinette all the rest. So I just need to finish this, do the front, and then the 2 short sleeves. So it shouldn't actually take too long, I don't think.
This is another one of my long-standing projects, my Charlotte's Universe blanket. I've done a little bit. I've done 2 rows. So I've done 1 row of the lilac, and then I've started the row of the sort of charcoal colour. But I've come to a bit of a crossroads with this. Like, we went to Lincraft a couple of weeks ago, and we didn't buy all the yarn that we would need. We just thought we'd sort of buy it as we needed it. And they've actually changed the like the label on the yarn, and I think that they may have changed the manufacturer because the dye lot was very different. So we're a bit concerned about, obviously it's not going to be the same colour as what we'd already started using. And then also I was looking at the pattern, and a lot of people have done it in 4-ply, but we decided to do it in 8-ply, and because it's like 100% wool, it's quite thick and bulky, and we haven't really done that much, and so it ends up quite a huge blanket. And now I'm wondering whether maybe I should have done it in 4-ply, because I'm just worried that it uses a lot of yarn. I didn't actually quite realise how much yarn it uses. Like, it was about 2,000 metres of yarn or something. I just worry that maybe it's going to be too heavy. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of have a bit of a think about it, but one of my ideas was maybe just to make it into a cushion, because it's probably a bit bigger than a normal cushion, but
I think it'd be like a European pillow.
Yeah. And then reevaluate and start again, because I'm just not sure about going forward, and it is such a lot of work. It really is. But I mean, I love it. I love how it's turning out, but I'm just now having second thoughts, so I'm going to have to give that some consideration. And see, Caitlin had a problem too, because her yarn is sort of like a burgundy sort of colour, and the dye lot was very, very different, wasn't it? And you only bought the one.
I only bought one ball because I changed my colours, and I wasn't sure whether the burgundy was going to be good, but of course now I've completely run out of the burgundy, so I don't have any, and I just wouldn't be happy if it was a different colour. No. So I'm thinking that I'm going to make mine into a cushion.
Yes, so we'll have to decide what we want to do with those.
So we hope that you've enjoyed our podcast today, and let us know if you have any ideas about the Charlotte's Universe blanket, and also let us know what you're working on.
Until next time, happy crafting. Oh, Bella. That's because you were settling yourself into your chair.
I'm sorry, Bella.